everybody. Hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In the Mix, episode number 26. I got the thumbs right at that point of our Pentagon challenge. If you haven't gone and checked out last week's episodes, please go and get yourself up to date. It's going to bring you up to speed with where we're at in the series and what our plans are for this week, which, have you gone and watched it yet? Go now, I'll give you a second. It's going to be our quarterfinals for the Champions League. We are still trying to get our first Champions League triumph so we can get out of Asia, get across to Africa, start ticking some of those boxes, start filling up there in the corner some of those trophies that you can see the silhouettes of. And I think we've got a really good opportunity with a huge game against Melbourne Victory. I live in Melbourne, if you weren't already aware. So it's already a bit of a grudge match for me, but let's jump in and see how we've gotten on. So first and foremost, up above my head, right at the top of the league table, Guangzhou, 20 games played, plus 35 goal difference, 50 points, 5 points clear of Beijing. Beijing did stick with us for quite a while. We've actually only just jumped above them in the last couple of games or two. So we were sitting in second spot for quite a while before we eventually made that jump. But the wheels have come off for them a little bit in the last couple of weeks, which has been perfect timing for us because we actually played them recently in the Chinese FA Cup as well. So we're through to the semi-finals of that competition, through to the final of that competition, which will take place towards the end of the season. We've got, I think, 12 games to go in the league itself, and we're 5 points clear, which is fantastic. And we've got a Champions League quarterfinal against Melbourne Victory. Now, you might have already seen in the thumbnail, 7-0 was how Melbourne City beat Melbourne Victory earlier this year. But the game before that, we beat them 6-0, Melbourne City victors in that one. So they're on a bit of a downswing at the moment in real life, but in the game itself, their squad has been relatively consistent and relatively good throughout the course of A-League history. They haven't won one since 2022, but they have been in and around a few different spots. Their league finish is what will have gotten them through into the Champions League this season. It doesn't look like they finished top three, so maybe they did well in the final series or potentially in the FA Cup. No, they weren't in that either, so I'm not sure how that's worked out. Potentially someone got banned or something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe it did. Maybe their Australian coefficient has gone up and maybe there's 4 teams that get into the competition and they finished in 4th or something like that. But they've found a way to not just qualify for the competition, but also get themselves through to the quarterfinal stage. In the other side of it, Shandong still in the competition, Jeonbuk still in the competition on the Eastern Conference side. The West, of course, with all the Middle Eastern countries, has Al Gharafa, Tishreen, Shabab Al Ali, and Al Saad. Al Saad, a big one to keep an eye on. They have won the competition before. Al Ali, reigning defending champions at present. Ulsan out of the competition, Al Gharafa out of the competition as well. Al Gharafa in the competition, Al Ittihad as the one that is out. So some established powerhouses, definitely some new sides in there as well. It's the furthest we've taken Guangzhou at any point, and I'm pretty confident we can get ourselves through to the Eastern Conference final before getting ourselves through to the final of the competition itself. But the squad is in good nick. No real issues to worry about. We should be able to get our first choice lineup out there. You can see there have been quite a few games lately, so there's a few players that need rests. I am going to utilise rest days. We've got an away game against Chongqing as well, or Chongqing, I think it is, which we'll probably rest some of those players for, but I want to try and get them through this first leg. First leg is at home, so we are going to go attacking from the off, and we're going to get pretty much stuck straight in so that we can hopefully get a good result, get a good performance, and have some sort of lead to defend heading into the away leg and our trip across to Melbourne. So we're, of course, going with our 4-2-3-1. It is our full strength lineup as things currently stand. Our recent form, you can see there, 5 straight wins is absolutely fantastic. For Victory, they're also playing a 4-2-3-1. They've got quite a few regen talents now. I don't think they've got many actual players left in their squad. It'll be quite interesting to see what sort of level they're at. But first highlight of the match here starts with a throw-in on the right-hand side for us into Mingzhuan. Now back to Maurice, the taker, and he's gone for the drive from the edge of the area. 2 minutes in, and we are a goal up. It is a wonderful, wonderful strike from the fullback. And just a very simple, well-worked possession here from the wide area. You can see Morris plays that 1-2 with Mingzhuan. Good little back heel. And he's not got much of an angle to work with, but just rifles that one to the near post. Rizzo in goal, should have done better. But early doors, we take a lead, which is fantastic. There's another highlight here again immediately from the kickoff for the Victory. If they pull one straight back, it'll be quite interesting. Long ball forward should be recovered by Zhu Chi. And now Gang out to Karatala on the left-hand side, who's, again, star-wise not the best, but his stats are fantastic for what we need him to do. Park Ju-sung now on the overlap. Good ball towards near post to Bao, and we're 2-0 up inside 3 minutes. This could be an absolute bloodbath if this carries on at this rate. This is the great ball here from Karatala out to Ju-sung, who just continues his run wide open, has all the time in the world to pick out that ball, and Bao with an excellent header back across the keeper into the far post. Wonderful, wonderful football from the lads. Free kick now, Karatala from a wide area, goes towards backstick, not far wide, keeper was scrambling. Goal kick now for Victory. They're coming forward again. First real time that they've gotten possession in their half. It's closed down well though. Karatala will continue the press. Loose balls back to them. Now Bauer, chance to switch it out to the other side. Janfing sends Diaz down the right. He's got a lot of work to do. He had a fair few defenders in front of him and can only get the shot into the side netting. Karatala, wide free kick again. Chances are coming thick and fast. And it's Zhu Chi with his first goal of the season. Wonderful header back here across the keeper. And we're 3-0 up inside 10 minutes. I'm going to run out of breath, or my voice is going to go by the end of this tie if things continue with this. Rizzo's just laid on his back. He's done like a little dive back to fall, like a pratfall almost. I'm going to throw a little Demand More shout in here in the next couple of minutes as well. I have used a praise one after the second goal went in. Trying to pepper a bit more praise shouts in now and then. I don't get much of a response. We've just scored, so the Demand More has immediately worked. This is the problem. When everyone knows Demand More works, everyone just spams it throughout the course of a game. And of course, I've just hit it and we've just scored. Karatala, wonderful corner. Xiao Gang, the other centre-back, getting involved now, powering that header home from the set piece. Ming Zhuan's picked up a bit of a knock. We might have a look at that at halftime. But as halftime's called, 4-0 up. Absolutely brilliant. Can we hit 7 now? Can we match the real-life results of Melbourne City? That's the challenge for us. Dressing room, I'm just going to say I'm very pleased with your performance. We are going to make that tactical change, so I'm not going to risk. Morris has got a knock, so Wei will come on for him. Ming Zhuan's got a knock, so Xiao Tung will come on for them. I'm not going to risk anyone. We want to try and keep everyone fit, not just for the second leg, but also for the run home in the league and hopefully the semi-finals. They come pretty quickly as the off-season wears on. Ball in behind here. Ming Kun's going to get there first. Comes out and claims. Long ball forward. Bauer's right there underneath. It does well to bring it down, but then loses out in the tackle. Chi with a headed clearance. Jin with a good press in midfield. We've recovered possession here at the base. Jianfeng out wide to Diaz. Good switch out to Karatala, who gets the goal. His game has so thoroughly deserved. He's chipped in with a few great set-piece deliveries, a couple of assists, good build-up play, and he's got a wonderful finish here. Jianfeng sends it out to Diaz, looks for the back or crossfield switch. Karatala does very well to bring it down, and then on his right foot, goes near post again. This Rizzo goalkeeper, who I know isn't a real keeper, he is getting beaten near post every single time. And we're at 5 now. Can we make it 7? That would be incredible. Thrown on the right. Way to take. Xiao Tong back to Diaz. Cut back there. Oh, Bao. That was a good chance for him to add to his tally just beyond the far post. We have got another sub up our sleeve after the hour mark. I'm just going to go on condition. So Ju Sung, not great from him. Li Jin will come off for Jiang, who can fill in that Mazzala role. I'm just going to throw a Demand More shout out there again. I don't really care about the result at this point. I just want to try and get through this tie without any injuries because we want to try and keep a full-strength lineup healthy as often as we can. Karatala on possession here. Xiao Tong, edge of the area. The subs come on the field and adds a 6th, his first goal of the season. A wonderful, wonderful strike there. We're going to check this one out in 3 dimensions. Ju Sung puts it out across to Karatala. Does well, just holds up the man. Square ball. Jiang again to Xiao Tong, gets his head up, right-footed, strikes it into the far corner. Rizzo can do nothing about it. And we have scored some absolute crackers today. Wide free kick, Karatala towards back stick. It's pinballing around, and we've made it 7. Michael Kassar, who I think is a regen player, has chipped in with the 7th goal there. Can we get one more and potentially do 8? There is one more real-life derby to happen between Melbourne City and Melbourne Victory, and a lot of City fans have jokingly said we might get 8 in the next game. In reality, Guangzhou might do it here. We're going to hit Demand More. They've got a throw in. We need to keep a clean sheet. That much is clear. Old with the ball. Grubasic. Xiao Tong wins it back in a good area. Now Diaz looks for the reverse pass. Bao holds it up for him. He's got the overlap there from Wei. Finds him now. Back to Diaz again. Strike hits the post and comes straight back. Grubasic gets it away for the victory. Wide free kick here. Karatala to take. Our set pieces have been fantastic this game, but Rizzo does well to come out and claim it back post for that one. He's going to look long. And Chi with a free header. Now Jiang in midfield. Karatala has the overlap here from Ju Sung. Can he get a good ball in the box? Tries to force one. It's closed down well by the Victory defence. Xiao Tong to Bao. Diaz. Backstick ball to Ju Sung. And Jiang has gotten the 8th goal. It's 8-0. Just when you thought things couldn't get worse for the Melbourne Victory fans, I have done this to them in a video game. It's in truth. But a 6-0 and a 7-0 defeat in the real season this year. And now an 8-0 defeat digitally. Not the greatest year that they've ever had. It's a good finish from Jiang, it must be said, and a lovely nodded down set ball, I guess what you'd say. Headed pass from Park Ju-sung. I'll take 8. We might potentially have another one coming though. We're into injury time now, just ticked over of 2 minutes to be added on, which to me seems crazy given that there have been 8 goals. Lovely possession play here on the left-hand side. Ju-sung on the overlap. Finds a cut back to Diaz, edge of the area. Jiang goes the strike, and Rizzo just watches that one over his crossbar. Deep free kick here. Gang to take with about 45 seconds remaining. Just keep possession, boys. We don't have to force anything too much. But if we get a ninth goal, why not take it? Brand with the clearance pushes it into touch. Shout out to Branson Gibson, our favourite brand. Karatala, long ball forward. Gang with the header back in. Xiaotang to Diaz. Overlap was there, and the referee calls full time. 8-0. I would have taken 8-0 if you had offered it to me before the game, so I'm 100% going to take it now. Dressing room, I'm going to say, well done, lads. Great win for us, and everybody seems inspired and motivated. Now, is everyone fit? That's the part that we need to be wary of. Guangzhou, simply great. Karatala gets the man of the match award, only a 9.1 rating, which is disappointing. Morris has a bruised shin. That's fine. We can deal with that. We've got Bao, Lin, and Gang who need rests. That's okay. We'll do that in the next game. And Ming Juan, thankfully, only out 1 to 3 days. So we've gotten away with it a little bit in terms of the injuries there. But I'm going to tell Karatala he was excellent because he was fantastic. So we are going to rest those 4 players that need a little bit of a rest or have knocks or whatever else that they've picked up. They've actually said Bao needs a bit of a rest as well. So we'll give him a spell. And then for everybody else in the squad, I'm going to give them 1 day off as a rest day just to try and recover some of their conditioning. And then for these guys, ones with injuries or that need a longer rest, I'm going to give them a week off because we've got quite a while before we have to worry about any games. There are some international duties coming up, but the return leg actually isn't for like another 3 weeks. So magic of editing, we're going to jump forward to that match now. All right, so jumping forward, we won 1 game, lost 1 game in the league. We lost the one where we rotated quite a bit. Where are our results? I should have brought this up to start with. Chongqing, we lost 2-0 to, but I guess I did rotate quite a bit. So a few players there that hadn't played that much football, not playing particularly well, but that's okay. We'll deal with that. We beat Qingdao last time out, but we peppered their goal. We could have had 5 or 6, I think, in this game if it had been a different week. And we managed to get a full week of rest days in as well before our quarterfinal tie here today. So the squad is pretty much fully fit. We've got 2 suspensions to worry about. Park Ju-sung is out suspended and Adam Maurice, both due to yellow cards. That's fine. That's no real concern. I don't think we're going to concede 8. I don't see it happening. And I know Sports Interactive sometimes listens in and likes to fuck around when I say stuff like that, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we are secure on our passage through to the semi-final. Other results to keep an eye on. Al Saad took a 2-1 victory in their first leg against Shabab Al Ali. Garafa beat Tishreen 2-1. Where are Tishreen from? I don't recognise that name. Syria, interestingly enough. Fantastic for them to get through to the Final 4 from the Western Bloc anyway. And Jeonbuk beat Shandong 2-0. They're the team to keep an eye out for. They will play away in this leg. It'll be a huge overturn of the deficit for Shandong to get back into that tie, but I think Jeonbuk are one of the stronger sides on our side of the competition. We are away. We're going to drop back to that possession-based style. I just want to reduce the intensity a little bit, really focus on can we keep our fitness up as we head towards cup finals, semi-finals for the Champions League, the run home in the league season itself. Beijing continue to kind of pick up points at an alarming rate. So we'll play a little bit deeper, a little bit more possession-based, see how we can control the second leg of this tie. And if we win the game, fantastic. That's just cherry on top at the moment. Karatala, wide free kick towards backstick. Bao with the goal. That makes it 9-0 on aggregate. That should be enough to see us through. It did take 20 minutes, so they've definitely, I think, kind of resolved some of their defensive issues. But again, it's a set piece doing the damage. And again, Karatala, excellent delivery. Bao is fantastic out of the air, and it's a wonderful header back home. So halftime, 1-0, so it's definitely not as good a performance as the previous one, but there was always going to be some sort of come down, guys. 9-0 up on aggregate, we should have enough to get ourselves through. Now it's just really, I think, maintaining the fitness and hopefully some of the form of this playing group and also keeping an eye on the semi-final tie. Karatala with a good ball in again. First time forward here for victory. Played it out to the left-hand side, Kirkatadze. Now Grubasic, who looks like he's playing in midfield this time out. Long ball forward's poor. Gang will recover and play it forward to Karatala. Takes on a couple in midfield, cuts inside, goes the strike from a very far distance, probably about 40 yards, and keeper just watches it out for the goal kick. But we're through the hour mark, so let's hit pause. Let's make these changes, and let's just go on condition for this one. I don't think we need to worry too much about the match ratings, given how we're travelling. Chi apparently needs a bit of a spell, so does Gang. I might actually give it to Gang, to be honest, because he gets called up for the national team at the moment. I don't think Chi has been lately. They're suggesting Diaz gets a spell, so we'll bring on Sun Hua, and Ming Xuan will come off for Jiao Tong, who got a great goal when he came on in the first leg. We'll see what he can do here in the second. And I'm just going to throw out a sneaky demand more shout, because why not? 30 minutes to go. Let's see if we can rack up double figures as far as aggregate results are concerned. One more goal would get us there. We're into the last 10 minutes, so no further highlights to speak of in the second leg. 2 minutes to be added on, which we're through now, and the referee calls full time. So it's a 9-0 win on aggregate. If you had offered that before the episode started, I'd 100% would have taken it. I'm going to say very pleased with the result and the way that you guys played. And we're going to check out the other results here as well to see who's gone through. Bao gets the Man of the Match award, 7.5 match rating. We win in the Champions League quarterfinal. We get a little bit of cash for that. Not that cash is something that we need to be worrying about with billions in the bank. But we draw Jeonbuk Motors in the Champions League semi-final, which is technically like the Eastern Conference final. If you're an NBA fan and want something to compare it to, we will see how we go in that one in the next episode. Now, when do those fixtures actually take place? Not too far. So we're going to have 2 games in the league before the games against Jeonbuk, and that will be probably Thursday's episode if you guys are trying to keep up to date and see how we go. And we will, of course, bring you guys both legs of that as we try and continue bringing you our journey throughout the Champions League this season. Well, that was a doozy. I didn't expect to get that big a win. I was hopeful, putting the thumbnail and everything together, that we were going to get a big result. And it was going to be something similar to the Melbourne City fixture, but to go one above that again is absolutely ridiculous. Apologies to any Victory fans that had to sit through that again, probably getting Vietnam-style flashbacks. But more than anything, as always, I just appreciate you all watching along with me. You can drop a like on this video. Helps us get higher in YouTube search results when people look for Football Manager content. You can also subscribe to the channel to keep growing our fantastic little community. But really, more than anything, as always, I just appreciate you all watching. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.